The arity of a function is the number of arguments that the function expects to receive. JavaScript has a couple of very kind of bizarre quirks when it comes to function arguments, and let's take a look at this. So first of all, let's just define a function. Let's just call it hello, and it's going to take no arguments, and it's just going to console.log hello, and then arguments 0. So it would probably surprise you if you're not familiar with this that you can type in an argument and get it back, hello Jill. And that's because regardless of the arguments that you specify, what arguments you pass in get added into an arguments object that you can access, sort of like an array. In addition to this, you can call the length property on the function and it will tell you the arity. So for example, we can say length and it says 0 because it does not expect to receive any arguments. If I redefine the function and I say hello, and I'm not really worried about what it does right now, I can say hello.length and it tells me 3 because it expects 3 arguments. So let's look at a couple of examples. One where we do define the arguments and one where we don't. Let's start with the one where we don't. So I'm going to write a function called multiply. It takes no arguments. And in this function, we're going to just take an arbitrary number of arguments and we're going to multiply all of them together. So to start, we could do something like answer, and we need to start with 1. I'm going to define a variable I equals 0, or 1 actually. No, 0. Yeah, that's good. And then we'll say while I is less than arguments, let me spell it right, dot length, we will just multiply. So we'll say answer equals answer. I guess we could do star equals answer, or yeah, arguments I, and then we need to increment. We put some semicolons in here, and then we'll just return answer at the end. Okay, so now we can call mult 1, 2 and see that we get back 2, 6, 24, so on and so forth. So this is interesting and cool, but I actually prefer a different solution where we say numbers and then we say we'll just switch all of the calls to arguments to numbers. And the difference really is now it expects an array of numbers. So if we go back up to this and we just pass in an array of numbers, we get the same thing. I don't know, I could go either way on it, but I would kind of prefer the numbers because it's, this is a super simple function, but it's telling us, just by looking at it, multiply numbers, that it's expecting some numbers. And you can imagine that if you're working with a more complex function that's less clear, it's better to have more readable information. So I tend to kind of go toward this. But anyway, this is just kind of showing you what's possible. Anyway, that is it for this episode. If you like this, please click like, please click subscribe, and I will talk to you next time.